So for if it's a side problem, you're going to have to find all three angles. When you go to do this, it helps to understand the formula. Don't look at all three formulas. Just focus on one. Oh my. Hold on. Just focus on one single formula. I'll go to this one since the thing's in the way. And here's how, I don't have the formula memorized, but when I go to type it in the calculator, I can type it in faster because I know whatever angle I'm trying to find and the side that it forms are like on the opposite ends of the formula, and the other two sides that flank the angle, flank as in are next to it, go right here in the same order. So I can look at this without really looking at the formula, and I know if I'm trying to find angle R, then there's the side R, there's my flanking sides. So in my calculator, I know I would push second cosine, and it's going to be the flanking sides squared and added together minus the side it forms over 2 times repeat the flanking sides. And then I can get my answer immediately. So when you're doing this, use the formula, plug it in, but if you understand the formula, like the relationship of the sides, the first two are the flanking sides, and the last one is the one it forms, and then the bottom two repeat the first two, then it's a lot easier to type it in quickly. So this would be 47.8. So angle R would be 47.8 degrees. Then I would repeat with one of the other angles. Just 8-1 and 8-2. It's just law, sines, law, cosines. And it's only 10 questions because each question takes so long. So, doesn't mean if you miss one, you make a 90.
Okay.
They're partial credit, but there's only 10 because they take several minutes each problem. So, if I threw 20 at you, 1, 2, I should also say it's literally just 2 topics, well 3 if you count area. So if you don't know a topic, there's no need in me throwing extra questions at you. So there's not a lot to test over. I feel like at this point everybody's on a different page. Either you're already done, or you're almost done, or you're just starting. But I don't think anybody is in a state of confusion, am I right? Everybody gets it, it's just a matter of getting it done? Yes? Okay. So this slide right here. Hi. Oh, sure. I'm actually in the middle of teaching right now. You can turn that light on, because I know that I can just, yeah, let's take AirPods out, or okay, I don't know where to stand. This slide slide right here is where I just wanted to see if you can determine if you're using law of sines or law of cosines based on the information. This is not asking you to solve at all. Thank you. It's not asking you to solve. It's saying if I gave you a triangle, so this is really important because this is helpful. If I gave you a triangle and you labeled it, could you tell me, if I said solve it, what route would you go? So, so remember, this is what you're going to have actually have memorized. I'm giving you all the formulas. You're going to have memorized when to use which one. And I don't know if you recall me saying there was a kind of a pattern. Law of sines is these three scenarios, and of course the last one was the whole irate customer. And then law of cosines is these two. And the way that I remember it is law of sines is the one I taught first, which was the one with the irate customer. So that's how I know that that's side-side angle or angle-side-side situation. And then it's the other two that have the majority of the A's. They have the majority of the A's. Law of cosines is the one with the majority of the S's, with one small exception, and that's the irate customer. So figure out which one you want, whatever method you have to memorize it. You could memorize this, and then that would be what's left over. You know what I mean? So then you just have two to memorize, go with law of cosines. And then law of sines would be what's left over. So if we go to this slide right here, we have a triangle. They give us these measurements or values, and we have to determine what we have here. We have what? We have three given sides. So side, side, side is law of cosines. B, we have two angles and a side. This is a side, this is an angle, and an angle. Now we don't necessarily know what the arrangement is, so you could draw a triangle, label it A, B, C, and then just put a check mark where you're given something. I'm given side A, angle B, and angle C. And then if I look at my picture, I can see that this is an angle, side, angle problem. That's majority A's, so that's law of sines. C, if I repeat, they give me angle A, angle C, and side A. That is an angle, angle, side, majority A's, so that's law of sines. B, they give me angle B, side A, side C. So that's side angle side, which is majority sides. So that's law of cosines. E gives me side B, side A, angle A. So that would be the, can't write it the other direction, bad word. That's an angle, a side, and a side, which means it's law of sines, and it's the one, I think I made a note here where you have three, I'm gonna say routes. It's either one solution, no solution, or two solutions. You have to check it. Look at F. F gives me what? All three angles. This was a trick. This was a trick to see if you recognized or remembered that we said you always have to have a side in there. Because this is a angle problem. You can't solve that. And you would figure out you can't solve it when you went to try and set up one of the formulas. Like you would have too many variables. And there would be no way around too many variables. And that's how you know you can't solve it. So at this point, your homework A2, you should already be working through it. I took out number 3. I don't have a note that any of them are challenging or tricky. There's one of them that you get to that the picture looks overwhelming because they put like circles behind each of the corners of the triangle. Just focus on the triangle. Don't focus on the circles. They're just throwing that in there to throw you off.